Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So before I get into this video, I would like to say, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify everything that you learn, whether it's here on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule of life. So getting into the video, I remember years ago I was conversing with a friend of mine and they were telling me how one of their relatives had money, and it was a large sum of money back then. It was around 30, 40,000 dollars, and they were telling me how they just were stashing and stacking up their money. That used to be the thing that people used to talk about often when I was younger. People would be talking about, shoebox money or having a stash or just stacking up money. Now, back then, that was impressive, especially being someone from the east side of Buffalo, New York, and growing up in poverty. That was impressive to hear someone has $30,000 and $40,000 saved and stacked away. However, as I got older and learned more about finance, especially personal finance, I realized sitting money is not really a good idea. And when you have money sitting and you factor in things such as inflation and things like that, you often are losing out on the value of your dollar that you have stashing. Imagine if someone went and they stashed $30,000 from back in the 90s or even the early 2000s. They lost out on a lot of money if that money just sat in the shoebox or just sat in the closet and they didn't have it where it was gaining compound interest, or they didn't have it in the stock market, or at minimum something like a savings account or something like that where they'll actually gain interest, and that's at minimum. And I know some of you probably like, hey, well, where are you going with this? Because this is a credit card channel. Well, this video is going to be in regards to credit card rewards. And I've been hearing about people doing something similar as the people who stashed money and they stacked their money up. What people have been doing, and I'll admit, I've been guilty of this in the past as well, is they have created a habit of stashing their rewards points. Let's say someone has Sky Miles and they converted their points from, whether it's their Amex card or Chase, and they converted their points from Amex to an airline such as Delta or wherever, and they have Sky Miles. Some people get in the habit of seeing those miles just sit. Now, I don't know if you all have been paying attention, but airline prices right now are not what they used to be. They're much more expensive than what they used to be 5 to 10 years ago. The prices have went up. And with that, you are losing quote unquote money, miles, by having your miles sit. And the same thing goes for if you have cash back that you just have sitting around, or any type of reward. It could be hotel rewards. Whenever you have your money sitting for long periods of time, I'm not talking about anywhere up to a year, I'm talking about multiple years. There are people who still have points and miles from maybe 5 to 6 to 7 years ago that they haven't used. They just created a habit of watching them stack up. And I understand, because like I stated, I've been there before. You can get in the habit of seeing your miles stack up and pile up, and you'll look at it the same way as someone who looks at a stash of money. Seeing a stash of money pile up is a beautiful thing, especially for a lot of people. But the more that you learn about money and you learn about inflation and how things work, you'll realize that's not usually the best idea. Now, of course, people are entitled to do whatever they want. That's why I make these videos, because some people will listen and some people, they're going to do things their way, which I don't blame you, because that's why I always tell people to use their own discretion. However, my advice to you all is to use your miles, use your rewards, and use your cash back. Shout out to Chad's Money Minutes, because Chad is big on this. He's big on telling people to use their money, to use their cash back, and use their miles, because he knows if you let them sit for a while, you're actually losing out on the value. And I just want you all to know it is possible to lose out on the value. And sometimes I have to kick myself and say, hey, take that flight, book that hotel room, go take that trip, use those miles, use that cash back. Don't just sit around and just let it stack up, because while you may think it's a good thing, if you let years go by, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many years go by, you'll end up losing out on the value. Just like that person, if they stack 20 or 30,000 back in the 90s, and they still have that same 20 or 30,000 today, they lost out on a lot of money. And investors, people who are familiar with investing, they understand how that person who has stacked money, whether it's in a shoebox or anywhere, has lost out on a lot of money from not investing it. So I want you all to consider treating your points and your rewards similar to how people would advise people to treat money, as far as making sure that you get the most out of it and the most value. That's what we should be focusing on when it comes to these rewards, is getting the most out of it. And there's another side to this that I want to talk about, because according to a survey that was released last month by NerdWallet, 21% of people who sign up for a credit card for rewards are currently in credit card debt. Now, of course, when it comes to these surveys, they don't survey everyone, because as you all may know, you didn't receive a survey. More than likely, I didn't receive one either. But they take a specific amount of people. In this poll, they used 2,000 people, and they came up with the conclusion that 21% of people still apply for a credit card for rewards, even though they are in credit card debt. So just think about it. You're in credit card debt, you're chasing after rewards, you're chasing after intro bonuses, and you're getting those rewards, meaning you're spending the money. And if it is a significant amount of rewards, that means you spent a significant amount of money, more than likely. So you're spending thousands of dollars to chase after these rewards, and you're already in credit card debt. That's dangerous. Now, if you're doing that and you're stashing your rewards on top of that, just imagine how much damage you're doing. Not only do you have credit card debt, but you're also stashing your rewards, and your rewards are losing value as the days go by. So we need to start having more conversations like this. Shout out to Chad and shout out to Sledge and people like that, because they talk about these things often. But I just want you all to know, make sure that you are getting the most out of your rewards. I can't tell you what to do. As I stated, you always have to use your own discretion. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to inform you and help you make a decision. It's up to you to make a decision. As I always state, I am not an expert. I am not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just someone with credit cards like you all have, and a credit score like you all have. And I share the experience of me and the people that I have helped over the years, and hopefully it helps you all out. But I just wanted to make this video because I really hope a lot of people aren't sitting around and just sitting on their rewards and planning on taking a trip maybe 5 to 6 years from now, because we don't know where the economy is going to be 5 to 6 years from now. If it's worse than what it is right now, you will be losing out on the value of your rewards. As you can see where flights are right now, flights are expensive. They haven't been this way in a while, so you want to make sure that you do get the most out of these rewards. I know Delta, they have a 15% discount for, people with their Delta American Express cards. However, you still want to make sure you are using your rewards. And if you're not going to use them and you're just going to stash them, and you're going to stash your cash or your hotel points or your Sky Miles, then that's your business. I'm not here to shun you or shame you for it. However, if you want to get the most value out of your rewards, the best thing to do is to spend them. And of course, that would mean like in the next year or so. But I just wanted to make this video because I saw that article, and 21%, that's a lot of people. I hope you all out there at least try to pay off your credit card debt before chasing after rewards. I know it can become addicting. A lot of people don't like to hear it, but it is addicting as far as those intro bonuses. But make sure you play it smart and at least try to pay off your debt before chasing after it. But anyways, if you're new around here and you're feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video, because I post often. That's clicking on that bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you support this video as well as this channel. I appreciate every single one of you for stopping by. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Hey, what's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit, All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit, or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit, or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.